Hello, my name is Nicholas Poling. This is the commentary and explanation video for Project Test gameplay video number 4. Let's get into it. Alright, here we're picking up the gun. Same idea of press G to select gun. Same idea of press R to fire. I'm using caps lock and shift I'm using caps lock to switch between which portals are being fired and shift to remove whichever portal is currently selected. Demonstrating that the portals can be placed anywhere on the wall, so provided that they do not overlap with opposing portals. Using shift to remove the currently selected portal. And demonstrating orientation as the player goes through the portal. The physics is still a little buggy, so I'm still working on that, but demonstrating that at least when the player comes out, the orientation is relatively how I want it. I say relatively because I hope to merge it with other aspects of the game, but that comes later. Using Q to switch to first person. And demonstrating one of my favorite placement options, the infinite hallway. What happens when the player goes through one on the ground and one in the air? Now I'm going to demonstrate what happens when the player puts it on the ground versus on a wall. Normal orientation, go through the wall like it's a doorway. So the player went in facing towards the maze and comes out facing towards the pool area. Goes in facing maze, out towards pool. Faces towards the portal area and then exits facing away. Trying to slow that down. Same idea as earlier with the portal on opposite walls or facing opposite walls. The idea being the player can enter and then face the other direction based off of the portal, based off of player entrance to the portal's orientation. Now here, I'm demonstrating that it is based off of the orientation to the portal that determines what direction the player is going to be facing. faces one way, like walking through a doorway. You end up on the opposite side of the doorway, facing relatively how you enter. But the problem is you can be running backwards through the doorway and be facing that way, kind of thing. So it is based off of orientation of the player versus the portal. Same idea. Now they're both on the same plane. Where all said before is still valid even if they're on the same plane, and it still works on the same plane. Demonstrating the physics and the attempt at the infinite fall glitch, where it's meant to build up infinite momentum. I don't have that figured out yet, and I figured out that the player character template isn't a physics-based one, so being able to get that working might be easier said than done. It just might not be it just might not be possible. Here was my attempt at the first puzzle. I say attempt because I had many. I thought I was done with the portals a couple of times throughout the project, throughout the months, so I thought I was done, only to realize it wasn't working how I thought it should. And each time I did, I tried moving on to the next portion and the next, but that was a simple pressure plate, cube, pressure plate puzzle. The player can stand on it, but they need something there to keep it there. How do they get the box up there? They need to use a portal. And meant to be a little treat for the player to see how to get up here so they can watch the mazes be created. I thought that'd be a fun reward. Demonstrating that only 2 portals can be in existence at a time. One blue and one yellow. Demonstrating the cube spawner I worked on, again while I thought I was done with the portal. And how that interacts with the pool area. On contact with water, it takes away the cube. On returning to checkpoint, I'm demonstrating how it removes portals. How on death it removes the portals. How saving and reloading the area removes the portals. How interacting with the checkpoint does not remove the portals. That's just triggering the checkpoint. Portal, still there. But teleporting between checkpoints removes them. And while not shown here, trying to stand on or near the portals, even if there is only one and it's not teleporting the player, won't let the player save. It's kind of a portable, not safe zone. Or not savable zone. So the player places a portal. Let's say they place the portal on the ground. They try standing on it. If they press N, which shows the last location where they could save, it will show it outside of the portal area. And yeah, that's it. I am working on trying to integrate it with the Grav wall boot system. And I'm trying to integrate it with the swing shot system, the wall run system, all that, but just not quite there yet. All right.